2 deaths in Lake Village as search and rescue operations continue from the same tornado that battered Kankakee, Illinois.
They hit this building behind us and some of the buildings a little bit farther north, but the buildings on the east side of the road have been damaged as well.
Assistant Fire Chief Dal Emerson, a grapefruit-sized hail also reported in Kankakee. Trees and power lines down, thousands without power.
That's Jeff Manasso. America's listening to Fox.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this.
Okay,
I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. You gotta reach your children.
Here in the Rio Grande Valley. But before I proceed with our speakers of today, I would like to recognize our members of the Brownsville Navigation District Board of Commissioners. We have Chairman Steve Guerra. And we do have as well on this side, Vice Chairman Sergio Lopez, Secretary of the Board, Mr. John Reed, Commissioner John Wood, and Commissioner Ernesto Gutierrez. Also would like to acknowledge from Senator John Cornyn's office, we have Vivian Sepulveda and Ms. Hannah Garcia. Thank you for joining us. As well as from Senator Anna Post's office, Mr. Cicillo. Thank you very much for joining us. And with that said, I would like to introduce our board director and CEO, Mr. William.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you everyone for being here in such short notice. But we wish we could have given you more time, but sometimes good news comes fast, and when it comes fast, we want to get it out to you really quick. Good morning, thank you for being here. Today's an exciting day for the Port of Brownsville, as this announcement marks a major advancement chapter in our region's economic and industrial future. The American First Refining Project represents the first refinery on the Gulf Coast in more than 47 years. That's 47 years, folks, almost 50 years there's not been a refinery built on the Gulf Coast. Once completed, the facility will process 100% American shale oil and be powered in large by hydrogen to produce some of the cleanest fuels in the nation. I want to add to that. When we're talking about cleanest fuels in the nation, we're talking about this process in general. This is not yesterday's refinery where you drive down the road and you see smokestacks up and down the highway. This is a super clean, using the best technology, and this will be the cleanest refinery ever built on the planet. Okay, the Port of Brownsville has taken that into consideration. This project has been going on for about 12 years. So the Port Commission, way before I got here, have been well involved with this project. Now, unfortunately, some of these projects take that long, but now we've come to the point where we're going to be able to close this deal and we're going to be able to bring that refinery here to the Port of Brownsville. This facility will be located on over 240 acres of port property. Again, 240 acres. As we all know, we've all explained many times here at the Port of Brownsville, we have 40,000 acres for the largest owning land port in the United States. This is a very small segment of land that's going to be set aside for this refinery. And again, this is not the refinery in the past where you drive down the road and you see smokestacks for miles as you're going down the freeway. There's been a lot of social responsibility as it pertains to environmental issues and the optics on what we have perceived and seen in the past of what a refinery looks like. This has been a very careful decision that the commission has made, and definitely this has come to a point today where we're happy to announce that this will be coming here to the Port of Brownsville. This will take full advantage of all of our deep water access. There's no doubt that the Port of Brownsville and the commission decided numerous years ago to go from 42 feet to 52 feet. what was going to happen is what was going to follow was economic development. This is what economic development looks like. This is what you're seeing today, and all the steps and the preparatory plans and everything that we've needed to do to get to this point is now being shown today. And I'm glad to have you all here so that we can all explain exactly what's going to happen. A lot of the details right now we do not know, but it's very important that we just advise you of what's coming to the area. What this is going to do is almost the 240 acres that's going to be used just for the refinery facility. We're going to be creating multiple liquid cargo docks. There's direct rail connection to this project, and this helps us out in taking advantage of the status that we are one train zone. These infrastructure trains make the Port of Brownsville uniquely positioned to support large energy projects efficiently and domestic production to both national and international markets. This project represents the type of innovative high-tech energy operations that the Port of Brownsville can accommodate. It will help solidify our region as a hub for energy logistics and industrial growth in South Texas. Positioning it as critical gateway to global energy supply chains worldwide. The refinery will also generate substantial activity for the port itself, increased vessel traffic, expanded cargo handling, and enhanced operational demand will create opportunities for long-term investments in the port's infrastructure and workforce remains competitive for future projects of this scale. Just as important as the impact the project will have on the workforce and to our community. According to the company, the project is expected to create approximately 500 direct jobs. That's 500 direct jobs to the Port of Brownsville and being provided to the Rio Grande Valley. And thousands of indirect jobs across the construction operations and logistics. Now let's just remember that this project here is going to expand across Texas. Remember the shale production up in the Permian Basin, all the way to the Port of Brownsville. This is not just a Port of Brownsville project, this is a Texas project. What the Port of Brownsville and the significance of the Port of Brownsville to the state of Texas, in so many words and better said, the Port of Brownsville is on the map and we are now a very popular topic at state and federal level. The base salary for these direct positions is estimated to range between $80,000 and $100,000 a year. By hosting the fifth facility of this type of complexity, the Port of Brownsville further strengthens its reputation as a trusted partner for industrial and energy sector investors. There's no doubt that when someone of this caliber comes to the Port of Brownsville, there is no doubt that they have done their homework. They went around the country. And what they've seen here at Brownsville, what they've seen in the Rio Grande Valley is this is a great place to do business. Now, when you have that type of reputation, what happens is there's more to come. Okay, more to come. Now, what more to come is? More to come is the positive aspect that it could be creating high-dollar jobs for the community. We are ready to meet the operational demands of this facility and continue supporting projects that strengthen the region's economy and workforce and industrial capacity for decades to come. This is a wonderful day, folks. And I thank you all for being here today and understand that this project here is one piece amongst many pieces. And there's no doubt that when the commission years ago made the decision that they wanted to grow the port and they wanted to take advantage of the economic capacity or the economic capacity that the port could create for the rest of the valley, there's no doubt that this has been a clear plan for a long time, and you're starting to see this come to fruition. Thank you.
Mr. Dietrich, now please allow me to introduce to you our chairman of the Port of Brownsville, Mr. Steve Geller.
Good morning, everyone. I think you took some of my notes here. Really exciting 18 hours, past 18 hours here at the Port of Brownsville, South Texas. You know, when President Trump puts the social post out there, literally the eyes of the entire world are on South Texas and specifically here at the Port of Brownsville. Again, my name is Steve Geller and I have the honor of serving as chairman of the board here at the Port of Brownsville. I just wanted to come up and give some brief remarks. You know, today's announcement represents a major milestone for the Port of Brownsville and for the entire Rio Grande Valley, Texas, the entire state of Texas, really. The America First Refining Project is a result of more than a decade of planning, collaboration, and vision. And we are proud to see this project moving forward right here at your port. This multi-million-dollar investment reflects the strategic advantages of the Port of Brownsville and the growing role that the Rio Grande Valley plays in the global energy market. Projects of this scale bring transformative opportunities by creating jobs, like Mr. Dietrich pointed out, strengthening our industrial base and positioning South Texas as a key contributor to the American energy sector. The development of this refinery will generate significant economic activity during construction and long-term operations, supporting thousands of direct and indirect jobs and creating new opportunities for local workers, contractors, and businesses. This is just going to add to everything that we have going on here at the Port of Brownsville. When we released our latest economic impact study from 2023, we moved over $12 billion of products through this port, and we are just going to continue growing. Our economic development team that's led by the vision of this commission and Mr. Dietrich has over $20 billion in the pipeline of projects. So we're excited to see those projects come to fruition. We're excited to see this project specifically come to fruition. At Port of Brownsville, our mission is to attract responsible investment and that expands economic opportunities for the people of the Rio Grande Valley while strengthening Texas' leadership in trade and energy. This project specifically reflects that mission. I need to point out that we remain firmly committed to balancing economic growth with environmental stewardship. The project team is actively working with federal, state, and local regulatory agencies to secure all necessary environmental approvals. And the port has extensive experience in supporting NATO industrial projects like these. Giving an example was the LNG facilities that we work very closely on their regulatory issues. This experience gives us confidence that the America First Refining will develop responsibly, meet strict standards while protecting our waterways, our coastal ecosystems, and our communities' overall health. I want to take the opportunity to thank President Donald Trump on my behalf of the Commission and his administration for their support in advancing projects that strengthen American energy and manufacturing. We also appreciate the collaboration of our state and local leaders, industry partners, and community stakeholders who help make investments like this possible. Again, thank you for being here. I know we're going to open up for some Q&A. But appreciate your time and exciting times for South Texas, exciting times for Cameron County, especially exciting times for the Port of Brownsville. Thank you all.
Before proceeding with the Q&A, if we can have a photo of our members of the commission here in front, that way we can have for your people.
Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
The tax sales event has arrived at South Texas Buick GMC. Drive home a powerful GMC Sierra for only $199 a month, or take home a Buick Envision for just $258 a month. Plus, enjoy huge discounts across our entire inventory. Visit SouthTexasGMC.com or call 661-5000. Take the Cherry Road exit between McAllen and Mission. Celebrating 20 years with you. South Texas Buick GMC. Not the biggest, just the best.
The 710 KURV People Poll is brought to you by Total Imaging Solutions, where service comes first.
Tune in later Thursday morning to the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. He'll be on location broadcasting from Mercedes as we kick off day one of the RGV Livestock Show and Rodeo. We'll be meeting incredible FFA students, checking out their animals, and spotlighting the hard work behind the projects they'll be submitting. Thursday's broadcast from day one of the RGV Livestock Show and Rodeo is brought to you in part by Idea Public Schools, proud to support the next generation of leaders with News Talk 710 KURV.
we're out of bottled water again.
That's nuts. I just bought a case of water last time I went shopping.
I'm not drinking tap water.
We need a better solution.
Call Culligan.
Hey, Culligan man.
Stop buying little bottles of water at the store. A Culligan drinking water system makes an almost unlimited supply of fresher, cleaner water that tastes pure. It's bottled water without the bottles. For better water, go to CulliganRGV.com or call 956-399-1780.
And many different facets and out there and tentacles to bring in economic prosperity. Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned that this is a new type of refinery with new technology that's being put into place. So what exactly is being done to limit the amount of greenhouse gases and air pollution into the environment?
Yeah, that's a very good question when we're talking about environmental considerations. We have to remember that this has been approved and this has went through the process with the Federal Energy Regulation Commission. Now, we're talking about this is going to be the cleanest refinery built on the planet. This is the cleanest that we've ever seen. Reducing carbon emissions is going to be hydrogen powered. So there's numerous factors and technology in there that we're not going to be able to go into detail because we're still under NDA. But once we get all that, we would be transparent with the community. But rest assured, this is the cleanest refinery that's ever been built on the planet.
Do you all already have an estimation of how much greenhouse gases or pollutants may be emitted every year?
No, we do not have that. We do not have that.
And can you go into clarify how much petroleum this refinery is expected to produce yearly?
Yeah, so we're working on that 50 billion gallons of diesel fuel every year.
Every year?
Every year, yes.
Buenos días, para tener un por favor. ¿Cuánto sería la inversión que se estaría haciendo aquí en esta área del puerto? Y bueno, hablando un poco del tema de la contaminación que acaban de preguntar, y la última pregunta son tres, proyección de empleo, ¿cuánto estamos hablando para la área?
Okay, I'll answer it in English, if you don't mind. What's going to happen is this is one of many projects that we're working on at the Florida Brownsville. Like the chairman had explained earlier. A lot of this has been weighed out. We have seen this technology, and we're very, very sure that this technology is what they say it is, which is the cleanest refinery in the nation, along with the economic impact of the community, which it does. 500 direct jobs, and we're also looking at numerous jobs that are going to be within the supply chains and within the complementary industry that goes along with the project of this sort. Now, remember when I said that this is not just a Brownsville economic phenomenon. This is going to be statewide. Permian Basin, which we're going to be getting this shale oil from, it's going to create thousands of jobs like that.
Question for Steve Taylor, the new director of the Regulatory Business Journal. Will there be any negative environmental damage to South Padre Island? To South Padre Island residents be worried?
Absolutely none at all.
Where exactly, where is it going to be built, the refinery? Where exactly is that 240 acres?
No, I appreciate the question. Now, this is not going to be on the highway. This is going to be on the inner port. Like I said earlier, we have 40,000 acres here at Port of Brownsville. If you go inside the inner port, if you're familiar with it, you have the north side and the south side of the channel. This will be on the south side of the channel in what we refer to as Port Main, where the cargo docks are and where all the industrial activities are going on right now.
So when we talk about the proximity to the local community, kind of piggybacking on this question, how close is that to local communities from that?
And you know, that's a good question in the aspect that that's the great thing about having the Port of Brownsville. The Port of Brownsville is an industrial region. We're not mixing industrial complexes with residential complexes, with residential neighborhoods or anything like that. I don't know the exact distance, but I can assure you that we're far away from anybody that in the neighborhood or anything like that.
And in case of an emergency, let's say there's a fire or explosion, is the Port of Brownsville going to be adding on any more firefighters to ensure the community is safe?
Yeah, as this project moves forward, just like Rio Grande LNG has had to work with the local fire department, the Brownsville Fire Department, and the Emergency Management District for a contingency plan so that if there's any event like that that occurs. So any emergency or anything like that will be taken into consideration and will be well planned.
Does the port itself currently have a fire department? If so, how many firefighters do you have?
The Port of Brownsville does not have a fire department, but we have a fire station here at the port that we work with the city of Brownsville. That fire department is dedicated to port operations.
Also, you said that this has been going on, this project has been going on for the last 4 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Why make the announcement now, especially this time when everything going on, it is a political year, so on and so forth? Why?
I can assure you that politics didn't play into this. What happens in a complex project of this sort, it takes that long for us to sit down, plan the amount of effort and the complexity of this project over the years. We have to work on that. A lot of this is under non-disclosure agreements. And for us to be able to come to this point, now this project has been not built, but it's been designed, planned for over 12 years. Really one of the main factors that come into a project, coming to this point where we're having this discussion today, is that the money, capital expenditure is now available. So that's the reason for the timing. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, señor.
Yes, ma'am.
Platicando un poco ya en español. ¿Podrías extender un poco la información en general para viendo a través del teléfono? Por ejemplo, mencionó algo del empleo, la contaminación, y si tienen un plan en caso de una emergencia, digo, él específico que está incluido el tema de los bomberos, pero en caso de una emergencia mayor, ¿hay algún plan de ese plan? O sea, nada más.
Sí, como mencionó el señor Speaker, nosotros trabajamos en colaboración con la Cameron, que es el distrito de emergencias, la ciudad de Brownsville, la estación de bomberos, y todos tienen que tener un plan listo por si hay algún evento donde tienen que entrar ellos a tomar acción en el asunto. En cuestión de contaminación, hablando de lo que hemos platicado todos como una comisión y como una comunidad y miembros de esta comunidad, es muy importante para nosotros ver cómo van los permisos a nivel federal, a nivel estatal, cuidar el medio ambiente, cuidar nuestras playas. Es importante. También tenemos que poner todo sobre una balanza, ¿verdad? Porque dices, somos una comunidad considerada como una de las más pobres de los Estados Unidos. Necesitamos esos empleos y necesitamos esa inversión. Entonces, estamos viendo todo, pero siempre tomando en cuenta el bienestar y lo mejor para nuestra comunidad.
¿Qué significó para ustedes el anuncio del presidente Trump ayer?
Pues la verdad, cuando salió, y nosotros estábamos hablando con el equipo de America First, esperábamos que el presidente saliera con un anuncio despacito del State of the Union, que se tardó unos 10 días más o menos, pero cuando lo anunció él, es una cosa que no controlamos absolutamente, pero estábamos todos de acuerdo que íbamos a esperar que el presidente hiciera esa anuncio y luego de ellos íbamos a ver.
La proyección mencionaba que es estatal, pero localmente, ¿cómo podemos hablar cuántos los estamos mencionando o proyectando, no solamente para Brownsville, sino para el resto?
¿En este proyecto o en general?
No, en este proyecto.
Bueno, es lo que tenemos que ver. Yo sé que va a haber 500 empleos directos, pero lo que sí le puedo decir, algo, números concretos que ya sabemos. El puerto de Brownsville, viendo lo el estudio que se hizo de desarrollo económico y el impacto en el estado de Texas, directo e indirecto, trabajos, son 101,000 trabajos en todo el estado de Texas.
Era la ocasión por televisión. Español, tomando en cuenta que ya existe SpaceX y LNG, ¿qué tanto va a impactar a esta región, este proyecto, y a tu vez, después de dónde va a estar ubicado?
Lo último no lo escuché bien.
Teóricamente, recuérdanos dónde va a estar ubicada la refinería.
Sí, como explicaba en el presidente de este proyecto, los 240 acres, que tienen 12 años, ya este grupo con ellos, va a ser al lado sur del canal. Solo va a ser al lado del sur. Entonces, más pegado al lado de donde está Spaces, para que podamos ver. Y en cuestión pues, del impacto económico, pues va a ser masivo. Y es lo que hemos hecho aquí en el puerto de Brownsville, ha sido nuestra meta como comisión, como un grupo, de atraer esas inversiones, y principalmente de atraer esos trabajos y bien pagados para nuestra gente.
Chairman Gavin. Jobs are going to be created. What's the level of education needed to fill those 500 spots here in the Valley specifically? Do they need a bachelor's degree? What type of training?
I think that's a great question, and I can tell you that there's going to be a whole lot of different areas that are going to be needed, from the construction phase to operating phases, right? One thing also that I appreciate you bringing that up, because one thing that's been very important for the team here at the Port of Brownsville, especially my commission, is making sure that we have our workforce ready for the jobs of tomorrow. So about 18 months ago, Governor Abbott was here in town, and we broke ground on the Rio Grande Advanced Manufacturing Facility. So that's a partnership with Texas A&M. We're proud to do that, and we're getting our people ready for the jobs of tomorrow.
So within the 2 years that we'll finally see this facility, we'll get people in the pipeline, getting ready to say those jobs here. Will we be talking today, had the LNG folks not provided deepening of the port, the dredging, deepening of the port? If that had not happened, which you guys are almost done with the dredging,
yes,
will we be talking about this today?
I don't know if we would be. One thing I can tell you, we talk about a lot of different projects. I truly believe that a lot of these projects wouldn't be here if we wouldn't have taken on that project. It took 16 years in the making. It was 16 years to dredge from 42 to 52 feet. It was the first of its kind, the first public-private partnership, where we did partner up with the United States Army Corps of Engineers. Next decade, and we're dredging. We're almost done. Yes, sir, you are correct. We are, and it's going to bring in a lot of industry. We're going to be one of the deepest seaports on the coast.
And you mentioned there's not a set timeline for completion yet, but do y'all have at least like a month or generic time when y'all start breaking ground on this project?
Well, what was communicated to our team is that hopefully in the month of April, we will be breaking ground on this specific project. I'm really excited, and we can't get ahead of ourselves, but we're also going to be announcing some more projects that are going to be coming to the area. And this is just a rumor, but it was put out there that the president might be visiting. Hopefully, the governor will be down here in the senator's office as well, and Senator Gonzalez's office and Congressman Gonzalez's office will be here as well. So we're looking forward to that. Again, exciting times for the Port of Brownsville, and we're really going to have a spotlight down here. So really good to see that.
We have time for 2 more questions. From the Rio Grande Valley, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, so this project started, 10, 12 years ago. The port was a very different place. SpaceX wasn't here. They weren't launching rockets. So in terms of like the blast zone, could that change this equation? Like, could it potentially be too close? Is there probably space so that it needs to be relocated or moved? I know the land is already under this.
Right. So when you look at our ship channel, it's a 17-mile ship channel, and toward the tail end of it, that's where SpaceX is. So, and again, I'm just going to guesstimate here, but I'm thinking it's about a 14-mile from this specific facility to SpaceX. Is that
Yes, sir. I think that's a little more specificity. I guess I said that right. But anyway, when we're looking at the blast range, that's all been taken into consideration. What the atmospheric pressure will be during any launch. We're well within the safe area, and this will not be a problem. Will they be generating their own power, Chairman? Yes, they will be generating their own power, and they will also be providing quite a bit of power to our local grid. We need power, folks. So this is an added benefit.
With all this economic development taking place in the port, in the chairman of the board, in the commissioners, do you foresee the day when the port is going to do away with property taxes?
Well, that's the conversation we have to have. I will say that we do have the most minimum property taxes in Cameron County. There's reasons for it, from TERS to bonding capacity. There's reasons why we still are a taxing entity. One thing I do want to clarify really quickly, and I know going back to the environmental comments that are out there, and a comparison between the Port of Brownsville and the Port of Corpus Christi. We are not the Port of Corpus Christi. This commission has really taken on a task and a vision to make sure that we have the necessary water and the necessary electricity for these projects. We were very different. We are close by, but we are very different ports. They don't have very much room to grow. We have a lot of room to grow. We've taken this task on very seriously. So water will not be an issue with these projects. We are not going to be running out of water here at the Port of Brownsville or Cameron County in South Texas. We are going to have the necessary power, the energy. We've looked at all this. And one thing that I think isn't mentioned enough is mitigation plan as well. You know, when we are lining these projects, I'll give you the LNG, for example, the 973 acres that the facility that they have, there's 3,000 acres, it's 3 to 1 that are never going to be touched. So it's very important to us, the environmental impact here at Port Brownsville, and we're going to continue working hand in hand with this company.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This concludes the Q&A portion, but Mr. Chairman, Mr. Dietrich, will be available for some potential one-on-one strike. Absolutely. Yes.
The true meaning of caring is feeling and showing concern, compassion.